Yes.
When I'm a rebirther, I'm just. This time I think I was, calm and loving. But the question is, I don't know if I'm supposed to be, inviting and pulling, or get on the other side and push. What is my purpose in the rebirther role?
Yeah, it's a very, very good question. And of course, the ego mind thinks I should do something, like push or pull. The only thing that we need to do is invite them to breathe, right? When it's appropriate.
Yeah.
And the more rebirthing that you do, the more you can sense whether it's appropriate. There are moments when the person has a lot of oxygen and they're just integrating a moment, or they're about to feel something very intense or whatever. It's very, very subtle signs. Right? And that I can't teach you that. It only comes from your own inner experience. And when we invite them to breathe is when you can sense its resistance. And the difference is so subtle. Right? And sometimes you can be quite firm if they're really resisting in a certain way. Okay. Like the Course in Miracles says in the psychotherapy pamphlet, is basically watch your mind while you're the therapist, rather than watch your client's mind. And if you notice, what should I do now, just observe yourself choosing that confused thought, right? And give it up. And then, if there is something for you to say, like, was it you saying that a moment ago? The words just come through to you. And sometimes when I'm with a client, I have words like a statement or something, and I don't even know it's appropriate, but they seem to be in my mind. And if I'm kind of peaceful, I say it.
Because I felt like singing a lullaby or something, or humming. I just didn't know, I can't do that. But I don't know.
You can.
Yeah, I can.
You can. And if the client doesn't like it, they can always say it. Or you could say, I feel
Stop
like...
it! Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop.
And you can always ask,
Yeah.
would you like, I feel like singing, would you like me to sing?
Yeah.
I don't get a long conversation, but they can easily say yes or no.
Give it a go and see how you sing. Well, no.
Depends.
But ultimately, if it's coming from a quiet place in you, from your right mind, and you feel to say something from a peaceful place, then it's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Love knows what to do.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do.
Because I think it would, when you asked me to breathe deeper, that changed the whole path I was on. Breathe deeper.
Oh, breathe deeper.
Yeah, and that triggered the whole thing.
Yeah,
so if you hadn't, I don't think we were going that way. So the rebirther changed the path or something. Yeah.
And another reason why to be a good rebirther, you heal your own birth, or you heal your own blockages. You present this a presence of safety.
Yeah.
Because the client somehow senses that it doesn't matter what I come up with, they'll stay. Actually, it's about them staying. And I was watching you when she was screaming, and I noticed you stayed.
Yeah.
I told her, I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Because, we had an agreement between us that whoever was the rebirther could go and support anybody.
Yeah.
And I looked over to you wondering whether I should come on, and I looked at you and I thought, nope, I don't need to. you have it in hand.
And I thought, where's Douglas? Oh, I don't need him. Yeah.
And there's also, you know, this, what do you call it, pedagogical thing going on. I don't want to take over all the time, otherwise no one gets any experience. So I'm trying to hang back as much as possible. That's why now I can actually have a rebirthing session myself, because you guys are all getting so present.
All brilliant.
Only a couple of points, you know. There is no right answer to your question.
No,
but it's
just,
a great question.
Yeah. Thoughts.
Thank you for asking that.
To see whether someone's resisting or integrating something. To look at it, it almost looks the same.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I found it difficult to decide whether to like wake Nils up like more violently. At a certain point he actually woke up by himself, or almost by himself. That saved me for a little while. Like I didn't. So yeah.
There are certain things to do. There are certain things you can do when people fall asleep.
Nils told me something also that I did, lifting his arm like that, and said he suggested I try to do that or not. Didn't really work.
One way is to get them to open their eyes. There are levels of sleepiness, and another is to do what he suggested. The other is to sit them up. Right. And if their back is not so strong, actually put your knee on something to really support their back. If they're on a massage table, then of course they can sit with their legs down, and then it's easier for the back to sit like that.
And doing the session like that, or just
for a while?
Sitting,
yeah, until they're awake. And if that doesn't work, you stand them up. Okay. And if they're on a massage table, then they can sort of lean against the table, and you're there to support them, right? And then as soon as they pass through this kind of level of resistance, then you can lie them down again.
You could also try to talk to them. Are you sleeping? Or could be just bring the person just above level of sleep.
By saying something.
Yeah. Addressing. Are you sleeping? Nope.
Yeah.
And then the final one, which I've fortunately never had to do, is you pour a bucket of cold water over their head. Never had to go that far. I really want to. But